Alright, so we're going to kick it off here with game number 2 as the teams have switched sides. Very dominating performance from the B side at the beginning. And I'm interested to see how the A side will turn it around. That being the comedians. So down 1-0 in the series. Still come back. Takes the alpha out of the equation. First picks the fortress. Interesting choice. So I'm very interested to see how this game is going to go down. They're getting some thumbs up now. So, fortress first pick is definitely a flex pick. Okay, interesting. This is definitely a different pace. This is a different style. Brings the Ringo. I'm going to take a stab and say that's going to be a CP fort. But let's see how they'll do this. CP fort it is with the Lyra. Interesting. Very interesting draft from the A side. Could be a good team. Seems like they're taking a definitely different approach now. How? The B side decides to go with the Samuel. Samuel is definitely an interesting pick. It all depends on how they use him. I'm not quite sure who I give the edge to in this draft. Both teams, it seems fairly neutral in my opinion. I would say probably a lane advantage potentially to the A side. It seems like they're definitely putting an advantage in the lane early game with Ringo and Lyra versus the Gwen. Now, knowing Gwen though, he will definitely be freezing the lane. So another interesting change here is they did switch the laner and the roam. So it looks like artzpetejack will be roaming, whereas Gamerpro will be laning. So this is an interesting draft. Now, neither team will push the level 1 if I had to guess. The only level 1 I could see possible is a lane level 1 from the B side, or A side. Other than that, I don't see much of a level 1. So, interesting play here. Okay. Now, Ringo versus Gwen is definitely an interesting matchup. I keep hearing some people say like Ringo into Gwen, some people like Gwen into Ringo. Personally, I think that Ringo is a counter for Gwen because of how effective his attack speed is close range versus the Gwen. However, I'll be interested to see how they play this. Getting some early game hits on the Gwen there. Little aggression. Okay. So from the looks of it, it's going to be classic CP fort with Stormcrown on the A side. Potentially a very good move. They do have the lane advantage this time. Early on. Ahead by a few CS. Cape and Gamerpro both doing well to just freeze it. Both players just kind of poking each other. This lane matchup could definitely be better. This will be very interesting. Oh, missed a CS there. Good farming from Gamerpro and decides to actually go back early on. Interesting choice. So, Very interesting decision, but what that will mean is that they're planning on playing aggressive on the Gwen early on. So Gwen is able to catch up in CS. Still a very neutral lane right now. Whereas the junglers, oh wow, I don't know what that was. The junglers are playing it very passive into the T. Now we are seeing a potentially very aggressive play. One thing that I noticed from both teams, however, is their laners, or their roamers definitely just stay in the lane, and I haven't seen them help the junglers get the middle treant within the first 4 minutes. I find that very interesting. I don't know if I necessarily like that, because I think there's not necessarily, they aren't doing a whole lot. Now, a very good snare from artzpetejack, but ooh, it's a close one here. Fortress does need to rotate up. However, decides to stay down in the jungle. artzpetejack getting very weak. Now, in terms of the draft, A-Side's draft is definitely a overpowered draft in terms of 2.4 or 2.3 update. However, I'm interested to see how it will be in 2.4. So lane advantage actually, or the CS advantage is actually in B-Side's favor here. But still a very neutral play. Gamerpro working to definitely freeze out the lane. This is very very kind of T7 to early tier 8 lane play right now. Very standard, kind of poke a little, wait, poke a little, wait. Not a whole lot of team play yet, so that's kind of the major difference between higher and lower is when the team play fights start to happen. That's probably more indicative of higher tier teams as well versus lower tier teams. Neither team deciding to push like a level 1 fight. Now the interesting thing here is it's going to be double range versus a dive fortress. So it all depends on how aggressive and how the A side can play around that fortress. Fortress is definitely the key to A side because they need him to dive against the double range. If they play the double range, the interesting thing, however, though, is I guess technically you could say that A side does have double range, but it's a ranged roam, not necessarily another jungler or carry. So, from the perspective of B side or A side, you have to have a fairly competent laner to pull that off against double range, because he needs to be able to stay alive. Now, will Cape... Ooh, tension bow from Cape is definitely putting a lot of damage. Ooh, getting very aggressive onto the... Ooh. Wow. Does get the sleep on to the enemy laner from Samuel. That was actually an interesting, very interesting fight there. So stalemate. The kill goes to the jungler and the carry. So jungler for B side, carry on A side, and A side does get the first blood, so they do get that early advantage again, just a little bit. So they are in the lead by about 0.3, 0.4k or so. And it was just because of that first blood versus no first blood. Looking in lane CS, the lane CS is very close, both very close to near perfect. This is a very close game here at the beginning. I'm very interested to see how the mid game takes off. Both teams playing it fairly conservative and into the kind of textbook gameplay here. Ooh. Miss from... Ooh. Not able to capitalize for sure. Very late rotation from Fortress. Was there, but already the laner was dead. Good sequence from the B side. Now, can they take advantage, though, is the question. So, you can notice they're just kind of poking. Not able to get a whole lot. If I'm not able, so it doesn't put them at too much of an advantage. I probably would have tried and take something if I'm the B side. An aggressive play would go for the backs. Less aggressive for the jungler would have been just going for the fronts. Just trying to obtain some sort of advantage instead of hits on the turret. However, they did get some hits on the turret. Turret went to about 3 ace down. Maybe, let's see, it's about 4/5 of the way. 4/5 full health, so it didn't take a whole lot from that. So I probably would have wanted to see more taken out from the A side. Now this tension bow Gwen is very interesting, very bursty, very high damage potential. So this is definitely interesting here. Now the Sourblade is definitely more of a balanced approach in the lane. I think tension bow is very aggressive. You have to be very aggressive with tension bow, in my opinion. So I'm interested to see. Once again, just waiting. Ooh, does get the stun. Change the ult, a good sequence. Once again, UberDestructor is out of position. Ooh. And just stalling it out. UberDestructor definitely needs the front lane tank more. Not getting into position keeps kind of letting them get hits, but they did use all of their abilities from the B side. Both teams actually did use their ults. It ended up being a stalemate. And once again, this game is still stalled out. So, interesting play here. Fortress decides to go with the Stormcrown Aftershock build. Frostburn from the Samuel. And you have just the Sourblade. Let's see, build-wise, both teams look very similar. It's a very textbook game right now, in all honesty. This is the type of game at kind of mid to lower tiers where this kind of game can get very long. Neither team really taking a whole lot. So it's all going to come down to the team fights. However, so far it does look like the initiations are happening from B side, but they're not pushing a whole lot after that. They kind of engage and back off. I think if they'd commit to a push and potentially play aggressive in the jungle, for example, then they could take more of an advantage. I want to see if they'll do that on B side. However, they are doing well to stall out because A side with the Lyra will fall off towards the late game. So still pokes, not a whole lot. Potentially fighting under the turret, just poking. A side maybe getting a little aggressive, but you see there's not a whole lot of advantage taken from either side. If I'm Fortress, maybe I go steal some backs, maybe I do something to get the pressure off your team. Now they could get this first turret. Ooh, very aggressive play from B side. Will they get the turret? They do get the turret. Wow, very aggressive commit. Cape does manage to escape. Ravion's chasing the fortress. Ooh, Ringo gets his ult off of Ravion. Ravion stuck in the jungle. Will he get traded out? Very good Vanguard from Praedyth from the Arden. Wow. Very interesting play. Does get the first turret though from B side. Ravion near death. Interesting. If I'm A side in this case and this kind of thing is happening, I think you have to start playing around the fortress and start playing aggressive in the jungle at some point. Seems like they're not winning a whole lot in the lane. They are playing a double ranged comp. Double range is definitely better in the lane. Fortress needs to get on them, and I'm a little worried because he doesn't seem to be in the face that much. Seems to be playing it very back, kind of stalling out to the T type deal. I don't think that's the right way to play this game. So, let's see here. Ooh, interesting. B team pops an early infusion. Level 12. Level 12 Samuel. Will they take advantage? Fight happening up in the lane. Once again, it's just a lane fight, so I don't think A side is going to win in the lane. I think that's a mistake. Very premature ult from the fortress. Kind of a waste. Just sort of a stall. They are playing together at least though, but having to play very passive. Just stalling out the game. So build update, we have the tension bow with sorrow blade from Cape. A lot of weapon power defense. Ooh, buys the bonesaw on Ringo. This could be devastating. This potentially could be a turning point. If they don't have, oh, they do have an Atlas. This will be interesting now. I'm very interested to see how the Ringo and Fortress play together on A side. They are stalling it to the late game. Now we're starting to get to the second part of lower tier gameplay where they start playing. Now they start moving more to the jungle and they start hitting things, then walking away and flare, walk away, flare, push lane. Will they push the fight though? That's the question. Ooh, aggressive play from the B side. A very good gauntlet. Can they take advantage? Ooh, does get one. Artzpetejack definitely caught out. Will they take advantage of that? Ooh, very aggressive from B side. A solid push. Now I would say go Kraken. I think Kraken's the smart play here. They are pushing for that ace. Ooh. And they do get the ace. So they will go for turret and then Kraken more than likely. Maybe not Kraken. Oh, they do start the Kraken. Interesting enough. Now the A side does have Ringo up. The question is, will he contest? Answer being probably not. And this is probably the game for B side. They should be able to end it here. Very good gauntlets from Praedyth. RedRidingCape being very aggressive, potentially too aggressive. Ooh. Gamerpro tries to get that off on him. And the steal from A side. Wow, what a play from Gamerpro. Oh my god. He gets one. Can he get a second? Oh my word. Very aggressive from Gamerpro. Need to have the double turn on from B side. Wow, this could be a major swing. They do take the Crystal Sentry. What a play from Gamerpro. Oh my word. Those are where you have to. You should never lose the Kraken. You should be able to have good turn-ons, and that's also why you need to double commit the turn. The jungler definitely should have helped with that, but also you need to make sure that you don't. If you take the turret too early, you cannot get the Kraken per se. There is a chance for them to do something like that. Now, interestingly enough, though, they don't go for any more. They're taking what they get. They could definitely get another turret if they had pushed that. But they're playing it very conservatively. And the Kraken will not take this choke turret. I think if you're A side, you go for the choke turret. I think they could have gotten that. I think that was a little conservative on their part, but they are down. Now, in terms of the turrets, that does put them at an advantage because they do have more turret health. However, the kills and CS are still in. Excuse me, sorry. It's just the kills now, the 3 kills separating them in gold. So this is once again a classic longer style gameplay. B-side definitely had it locked up. Costly mistake to let him steal. Very good play from Gamerpro. And now this is a prolonged gameplay. Now, Fortress does use the ult. Will he play off of it? They do smartly back off of the ult. I don't think the timing was good from Fortress. I think that's a very premature ult. Now, the question is, will A side or B side push off of them not having the ult? They do play aggressively. Ooh. Ringo caught out of position. This could be very bad. Ooh. Very aggressive. Wow. Very stalemate. Both teams not wanting to commit too much. A side not wanting to commit with... Oh, Cape gets a little pushed up far. Ooh, very good block from Gamerpro. This is a good ult. Oh, will they take advantage? They can kill this Gwen. Oh my god, Ringo gets the Gwen. Here they go. Wow. Good use of the teleport by Arden. She's still going to die though. Oh, yep. That is the death. Now they should go for Kraken. They take the Crystal Sentry out. If I'm them, I go for the Kraken. You gotta take it now though if you're gonna go for it. I don't think they will. I think they're going to stall this out and play it very passively. 33 seconds. Definitely no Kraken. Definitely had the advantage there, but did not take it. They are waiting for this Samuel. Does Ravion? They spot Ravion. I don't think they're going to be able to take advantage, though. Oh, very aggressive play from Lyra. Does get good damage. Gets him very weak. Once again, stalemate fights. B-side does have the lane very well pushed up. I think just because of that fact that A-side didn't want to push the Kraken. That or the fact that they didn't have the ace. Very textbook play. I think you gotta be able to not do that. I say you take the advantage there. That's an advantage that a lower tier player is not comfortable going for just because of exactly what happened to B-side with the potential steal. The steal is not that hard. So when you're taking the Kraken, what I always do, 3 different things. Number 1, roamer always hits the Kraken, right? Easy. Second thing, while the roamer's taking the Kraken, pay attention to where the enemy players are. Are they up? Where are their timers? Have a good idea. Have some flares with you. Hopefully you have a contraption at that point. wait. Once it goes to half health, flare. Once it goes to 3/4, flare. No chance of a steal. If someone comes close, you have to decide, do you commit to it, or do you play the double turn on? I don't think I don't think two of the three happened. As a result, A team did get the steal. So now this is a close game and tied once again. The winner of this game will be who gets the first Kraken and the last ace. B side looks like they want to go for it. Wastes of ults from both teams. Ringo still has his ult. Now I'm looking at the builds here. Very, very, very passive build on Ravion. Does buy a lot of defense. Interesting on his part. He is 5-1. Probably could have bought more offense. From the A side, everyone has fairly standard builds though still. I don't see anything too out of the ordinary. Gamerpro is caught out of position. Lyra goes a little far too up. Can they take advantage though? Gets the Gwen isolated. Ringo's one-on-one against... Ringo is 1v1ing the Samuel. 2v1. Wow. Oh my word. Ringo. What plays from his part. This is the Kraken ace. They were able to catch that Gwen out. Ringo was able to stay alive by himself with a little bit more mechanics and able to win that. Very good play from Ringo. Really keeping this team alive. Very interesting. Now, they should be able to finish this. artzpetejack is pushing for the turret. That should be the turret. They could potentially go for the Crystal Sentry. Everyone is probably full build. It looks like Ravion's not full build. They do go for the Crystal Sentry. And it is eliminated. Will they be pushing with the Kraken though? They are making their way towards that. This could be the game right here, depending on how they play it. Very, very aggressive plays. They are doing well to distract from the Kraken. Can they finish this? It all depends on if B team can pick some people off. They do need to commit to the fight. Interesting gauntlet. Ooh. Gamerpro does go down. Will they commit to the turret? They do. Without the ace, though, will not go to B side. What a game here. Wow. Amazing plays from Gamerpro. MVP of this game by far. Very impressed. Very impressed. I think Gwen did potentially lose the lane to a good Ringo. I think Ringo does have the advantage in the lane. And looking at the builds, very kind of standard builds here for the most part. I don't see anything too out of the ordinary. Might have bought an Atlas on the Fortress since you are going to be up in personal. One thing I did notice though is Ravion did get 1v1'd at the end, and I think that's because he didn't have enough damage. It seems like he went very squishy, very tanky. Not necessarily necessary when you're 7-2. I think you can definitely take more of an advantage with 7-2. So overall, very good game. Very stalemate though. Very indicative of Tier 7 play. Notice there was a lot of advantages they could have taken. Didn't quite do it. Pushing the limits is kind of something that a lot of teams start to do more at higher stages, and I want to see some of these teams do. Overall, it was a stalemate. Very, very close game. Great comeback from Comedians, and that will be